Welcome back to Heaven Sent Bible Quizzes. In this 21-question quiz, we're going to dive deep into the wisdom, mystery, and spiritual power of the parables of Jesus, earthly stories that contain eternal meanings and guidance. Let's get started. Question 1. What did the father give his returning son in the parable of the prodigal son? A. A crown and a thorn. B. A robe, a ring, and shoes. Or C. A bag of silver and gold. The answer is B. A robe, a ring, and shoes. Luke 15 verse 22 says the father gave his son a robe, a ring, and shoes as symbols of forgiveness and restoration. Question 2. In the parable of the sower, what happened to the seed that fell among thorns? A. It was eaten by birds. B. It sprang up quickly and bore fruit. Or C. It was choked and became unfruitful. The answer is C. It was choked and became unfruitful. Matthew 13 verse 7 says the thorns sprang up and choked the seed, representing worldly cares that prevent spiritual growth. Question 3. In the parable of the Good Samaritan, who was the first person to pass by the injured man? A. A Levite, B. A publican, or C. A priest? The answer is C. A priest. Luke 10 verses 31 and 32 recounts that both a priest and a Levite ignored the injured man, while the Samaritan showed compassion and care. Question 4. In the parable of the wise and foolish builders, what did the wise man build his house upon? A. Sand, B. Clay, or C. A rock? The answer is C. A rock. Matthew 7 verse 24 says the wise man built his house upon a rock, symbolizing obedience to Christ's teachings. Question 5. In the parable of the unforgiving servant, how much did the servant owe his master? A. 10,000 talents, B. 100 pence, or C. 50 shekels? The answer is A. 10,000 talents. Matthew 18 verse 24 emphasizes the servant's massive debt, representing how much we've been forgiven by God. Question 6. What did the man do after finding treasure hidden in a field? A. Left it where it was. B. Sold all he had and bought the field. Or C. Took it and ran. The answer is B. Sold all he had and bought the field. Matthew 13 verse 44 uses the man's actions to illustrate the surpassing worth of the kingdom of heaven. Question 7. In the parable of the talents, how many talents did the master give to the second servant? A. 5, B. 1, or C. 2? The answer is C. 2. Matthew 25 verse 15 says the second servant received 2 talents, showing how each was given according to his ability. Question 8. In the parable of the 10 virgins, what did the wise virgins take with their lamps? A. Candlesticks, B. Gold and silver, or C. Oil in their vessels? The answer is C. Oil in their vessels. Matthew 25 verse 4 explains the wise took oil, representing spiritual preparedness for the bridegroom's arrival. Question 9. In the parable of the lost sheep, how many sheep did the shepherd leave to find the one that was lost? A. 50, B. 90 and 9, or C. 100? The answer is B. 90 and 9. Luke 15 verse 4 says the shepherd left the 90 and 9 to find the one that was lost, symbolizing God's love for each soul. Question 10. In the parable of the mustard seed, what does the mustard seed grow into? A. A vine, B. A tree, or C. A tall stalk? The answer is B. A tree. Matthew 13 verse 32 says it becomes the greatest among herbs and becomes a tree, symbolizing the growth of the kingdom of heaven. Question 11. In the parable of the wheat and tares, who sowed the tares among the wheat? A. A servant, B. A neighbor, or C. An enemy? The answer is C. An enemy. Matthew 13 verse 25 says an enemy came while men slept and sowed tares among the wheat. Question 12. What did the foolish man build his house upon in Jesus' parable? A. Sand, B. Stone, or C. Dust? The answer is A. Sand. Matthew 7 verse 26 contrasts the foolish man's house built on sand with the wise man's, stressing the danger of ignoring Christ's words. Question 13. In the parable of the two debtors, who loved the creditor more? A. The one who was forgiven more, B. The one who paid the fastest, or C. The one who borrowed less? The answer is A. The one who was forgiven more. Luke 7 verse 42 explains that the one forgiven more showed greater love, illustrating the link between forgiveness and gratitude. Question 14. In the parable of the rich fool, what did the man say he would do with his goods? A. Give them to the poor, B. Build bigger barns, or C. Store them in his house? The answer is B. Build bigger barns. Luke 12 verse 18 reveals the selfish plan, showing the futility of trusting in earthly wealth. Question 15. In the parable of the Pharisee and the publican, what did the publican say in his prayers? A. God be merciful to me, a sinner. B. Lord, I thank thee, I am not like others. Or C. Increase my wealth and health? The answer is A. God be merciful to me, a sinner. Luke 18 verse 13 shows the publican's humility in contrast to the Pharisee's pride. Question 16. In the parable of the unjust steward, what did the steward do to gain favor before being dismissed? A. Forgave debts without permission. B. Reduced what others owed his master. Or C. Lied to his master? The answer is A. Forgave debts without permission. Luke 16 verses 5 to 7 describes how the steward reduced debts to gain favor before losing his position. Question 17. In the parable of the laborers in the vineyard, What did the householder give to each worker? A penny, B, half a denarius, or C, a loaf of bread? The answer is A penny. Matthew 20, verse 10 says each laborer received a penny, illustrating God's equal grace to all. Question 18. In the parable of the pearl of great price, what did the merchant do when he found it? A, sold all he had and bought it, B, hid it again, or C, gave it away? The answer is A, sold all he had and bought it. Matthew 13, verse 46, illustrates the immense value of the kingdom of heaven, so precious that it's worth giving up everything else to obtain. Question 19. In the parable of the net, what happened to the bad fish? A, they were thrown away, B, they were eaten, or C, they were sold for less? The answer is A, they were thrown away. Matthew 13, verse 48 says the bad were cast away, symbolizing the separation of the wicked at the end of the world. Question 20. In the parable of the friend at midnight, why did the man finally rise to help? A, because he was already awake, B, because of importunity, or C, because he was afraid? The answer is C, because of importunity. Luke 11, verse 8 says the man helped due to importunity, persistent asking, not friendship. Question 21. In the parable of the rich man and Lazarus, where was Lazarus carried after death? A, into torment, B, into Abraham's bosom, or C, into paradise? The answer is B, into Abraham's bosom. Luke 16, verse 22 says Lazarus was carried into Abraham's bosom, a place of comfort, while the rich man was tormented. Congratulations, you finished this parables quiz. How did you do? Did you remember most of them? Let us know in the comments and also post your result. Plus, if you enjoyed this quiz, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss future ones. These quizzes are an amazing way to learn about Jesus, His love for us, and His sacrifice. Have a great day, and may God bless you and everyone you love. Bye now.